The Golden Girl is all over your box, baby. It's on a late night tip. I'm up, and everybody talking like people are talking all night, all day about Diddy and now Jay-Z too. This joint just got quite ridiculous very fast. And you're looking at a picture right there. Of course, too, this joint just got quite ridiculous very fast. And you're looking at a picture right there. Of course, too, this joint just got quite ridiculous very fast. And you're looking at a picture right there. Of course, too, this joint just got. All right, so I was definitely having what we would call a studio glitch right there. But I'm back and I'm with y'all right now. So I'm going to start the show off with a click. And we're going to hit this right here real quick. Make it true. Shoot this live out.
Golden girl, I'd like to go there. You heard me?
Without a doubt, cracking a whip and all that. So let me just start right here. Jay-Z and this lawyer, boy, they've been going back and forth now for at least 48 hours. It's been one filing after another, after another, after another. Jay-Z made 2 filings. The lawyer, Busby, he made 2 filings, and it all started off just a day ago. It feels like it's been a week already, but it really was just a day and a half now ago that this lawyer came at Jay-Z and said that he has a client that's actually filed a lawsuit against Diddy. And then they added Jay-Z's name in it. Now we going back and we finding out that he had already contacted Jay-Z like back in October. And he warned, so to speak, Jay-Z, or Jay-Z says he was trying to extort him. And he told Jay-Z that he had a client that was willing to name him, but they also were willing to do a mediation to try and stop his name from coming out. And Jay-Z said, no, even though that was back in October, the lawyer alleges that Jay-Z filed an anonymous lawsuit against him. And I remember when the lawsuit came out, I talked about it on one of the previous lives, that somebody, we didn't know it was Jay-Z at the time, but that somebody had filed a lawsuit against this lawyer saying that he's a bogus dude and that he was just trying to extort all these celebrities in Hollywood. And I guess Jay knew, because Jay already had gotten a letter from this man asking for a mediation, a private mediation with the girl. And Jay was like, nah, it's not going to be none of that. So after all the time went by, that was in October. We in December right now. So at least 2 months. Then the man decided that it wasn't working in his favor. So he added Jay's name to basically do what's being done now, to bring about all of the unwanted attention, to have everybody looking at Jay-Z like he the next Diddy and so forth and so on. But the difference in this story is that Jay-Z is not Diddy. And Diddy has a long history of bullying people and doing things sexually and so forth and so on. And that really has followed his career, though he never been charged before now. Now Diddy is sitting up there in MDC in the prison up in New York. I'm just going to send him a lockdown love dedication because that's what I do. And if you're just tuning in, I would ask you to subscribe, to share, and like, and also to shoot this live out to whoever you want to hear this naked truth, because I got a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, but I'm going to go through it pretty fast because it is late. All right, it's not late here. It's only 10:25. But if you're on the East Coast, then it's 1:30. And so, yeah, you might be thinking, damn, why Golden Girl come on so late? Well, I came on late because, and I don't know what's the difference, because people will wake up and see this live no matter what I'm saying. I can't hide what I'm saying or whatever the case. It is what it is. Now, just last week, I started off with the podcast, and I was here every day last week, and I actually took y'all back to an interview with The Haven. The Haven was actually exposing Jay-Z, but it had nothing to do with any type of sexual assault or anything like that. It was all about business and friendship and how that went sour. And so if you didn't get a chance to see it, you can always go back and check it out. I had 3 parts to it with The Haven. I was the first person that did an interview with The Haven. And, you know, a lot of people have done interviews with The Haven since, and he has his own Marcy Made series that is out, and everything is done, a documentary and a whole 9 yards. But I was the first person that did an interview with him, and I let y'all in on that interview on majority of it. There were certain bits and pieces of it that I didn't even release last week, even though I did release 3 parts of it. The interview went for almost like 3 hours. We were at the station and it was live at the time, and there were a lot of people calling in saying different things, but you can go back and check that out. Tonight I want to talk about the allegations against Jay-Z, the unfortunate allegations against Jay-Z. Now, Jay-Z is a shrewd businessman, and we've heard a lot of things from Dame Dash, Dinda Haven, and a few other people that have been out here talking. You know, Jay-Z, he just got the girl, MIA, Maya, whatever her name is, that's going around talking about Jay-Z told her to get plastic surgery or something. And maybe he did. Who knows if he did tell her that or if he didn't. But I looked at the girl and I was like, well, you know, he was just making a suggestion to you. And, you know, I ain't going to say she should have got it. I don't think anybody should be getting, you know, surgeries if they don't want to get surgery. But that was his suggestion as far as she said. We don't really know. And I was like, what big deal is that? You know, so what if he did? And but she said a lot of other things too. She said a lot of things, and I ain't gonna talk about the things that she said. I'm gonna talk about the things that this girl is saying in this woman, because she's not a girl. They keep saying, you know, this 13-year-old girl, but that was in 2000. She is what, 37 now? So the girl is 37 years old, and she waited 24 years to say something. And it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It doesn't mean that it did. We don't know, and we won't find out unless there is some real proof, like some video proof, some pictures or something, because we're talking 24 years ago. And just because she, like I heard some people saying, well, she was naming, you know, the color of the house and she remembered this and she remembered that. And there's a couple of things I can say to that. When you have been sexually assaulted, 9 out of 10, you don't forget the details. Some people do. It may erase from your mind for a while or something like that, but it's there. It's locked in somewhere, and anything can trigger it. Well, my thing is that she was suing Diddy for what Diddy allegedly did to her. And then all of a sudden, with this lawyer Busby, who has been known at this point, like everybody didn't talk about it and did a little research on him. This man has been basically extorting or allegedly extorting celebrities ever since the Diddy situation. This is the same man who came out and said, I have 120 clients who all have said that they were at parties and something happened to them with Diddy. Now, Diddy is locked up and in jail, and the money is drying up. Like the money that Diddy had, all his lawyer fees, whatever, the money is drying up. And so this man needs a source because he wants to get paid. 120 people, that's a big allegation to say. And it doesn't mean that he doesn't have 120 people. Does all 120 of those people have real claims? People have been coming out the woodworks with claims against Diddy ever since Cassie's video dropped and Diddy went to jail. A lot more people came out after Diddy went to jail because realistically, those people were scared, and rightfully so. I mean, Diddy, we've heard Diddy, you know, speak about what he do and how he can get away with things that he don't have to worry about. You know, the authorities and stuff like that. He's been saying all that stuff, and he's on video saying this stuff. It's all over the internet everywhere. And it's a lot of people, male and females, that have accused Diddy of some sort of sexual aggression of some sort. And so with the drugs, the ecstasy, and knowing that he was known for the ecstasy, and that's a sex drug, it makes it not hard to believe about Diddy. But then when we talk about Jay-Z, it's like, what, Jay? Then you look at it like, well, they've been rocking together for a while now. But, you know, I remember when they wasn't rocking at all. Like I said in one of my earlier lives, when I was talking with The Haven, that I remember a time when Diddy was literally crying, saying he don't know why Jay-Z don't want to mess with him. Man, fast forward to right now, I know Jay-Z wish he never would have befriended him after all those years that they was basically going at each other. And, they was rivals for a long time, for years. You might not know because you might be Gen Z and you don't even remember. But yes, they were rivals for a long time before they became friends. But at some point, they became friends and they became close friends. And so people are associating A with B. Well, he must have known. And then there's the part from the time that Diddy got caught up and from the time he got the raid at his crib, from that point forward, people were like, well, where's Jay-Z? He ain't say nothing. He's pretty quiet, da 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 da. So all that is in people's minds too. All of which is what most people would do if they knew that they were having an issue, or that they may be wiretapped or whatever the case is, and they don't want to be caught up in it. But the bottom line is, this man right here, this lawyer, Busby, he is not stopping. Like, he is coming at Jay, and Jay's not stopping to protect his interests as well, because Jay's shooting back with everything he says. Now, the last bit of what I heard was from the lawyer. All right. Jay-Z's people put out a statement earlier this morning, like first thing this morning. It was a statement out. And Jay-Z clearly was saying that in this particular statement, well, y'all already know about the first statement where he said that he got the demand letter and he felt like it was extortion and all that. But since then, the lawyer shot back and said, no, it's not extortion. It's this. This is what my client said. And now my client is more emboldened to even come forward, but she's not. Jay-Z demanded, or tried to demand, that the judge will make the girl come forward and say who she is, because it's only fair if someone is making charges against you and trying to say some heinous crime like this. Like Jay was like, why is it a civil suit? It should be a criminal situation. And, one would think, yeah, if they really did something to you, why are you not trying to get the person locked up? Diddy is locked up for what he did because we saw a video. But until then, it was just an investigation. That's why I said, if there's a video or if there's pictures, then it becomes believable. But anything is possible. It's not that I'm ruling it out. I'm not, because anything is possible with anybody. It doesn't matter what, but I do have questions. The way that the story goes, and this is the way that it is in the lawsuit, the girl said that she was 13 years old. She went to the MTV Awards and she was trying to get in. She didn't have a ticket. She was asking people to let her get in with them. Did anybody have an extra ticket? Nobody had an extra ticket. And in her own statement in the lawsuit, the girl said that she went limo hopping. She went from limo to limo, asking, did any of the limo drivers, could any of them take her to an after party, or did any of them know about an after party? And one specific limo driver, and we don't know which limo driver that was because she didn't say, they haven't named the limo driver or whatever the case, but some limo driver, she alleges, said, oh, I know the party that you can go to and you can get in. And when they said that, they allegedly drove her to a house. Jay-Z is vowing to fight, fight, fight. All right, that's a limo driver right there. I don't know if that is the limo driver, but I can tell you he's been driving limos for people for at least 25 years that I know about. But that doesn't mean that that's the limo driver. What it does mean is that the girl is claiming that a limo driver took her to Diddy's after party. And she says when she got there, you probably heard all of this part. When she got there, she had a drink that was supposed to be orange juice mixed with cranberry juice, but it was a little bit bitter. And after she drank it, she felt woozy, or she felt like a little, I guess, high, so to speak. And she said she needed to get out of there. This is what the lawsuit says. This is where it gets kind of funny to me, because she said she needed to get out of there. And I'm like, okay, she needed to get out of there. And if she needed to get out of there, why did she not leave? Like, why didn't she go to the limo driver that she came in with and tell him, look, I need to leave? Instead, she claims she went looking in Diddy's party in the mansion for a bed to lay on. Like, that's the part right there where, to me, it gets crazy. Like, why would you go look for a bed to lay on? Party that she alleges they made her sign paperwork when she came in, and she really didn't know what it was about. At 13, if this is true, and at 13 years old, she probably did not really know what it was about signing an NDA paper. But at the same time, she was grown enough, and I'm not blaming the victim. What I'm saying is there are some discrepancies in this story, like the fact that she even went to the MTV award show thinking that she would be able to get in at 13 years old. Like, and people have been saying online, well, where was her parents? And, how did all this take place? So anyway, she said that she was there, and she went, instead of leaving the party, she went to look for a bed to lay on. That's the part that kind of just makes me think this sound like a lie. I mean, I'm just going to keep it all the way real. And I hope, I don't want to, like I said, I'm not trying to victim blame or anything like that, because if that happened, that's some crazy ish. And anybody that did it need to go to jail regardless. But you went to look for a bed, and she said she checked a couple of doors. And when she went into one room, now my thing is this, when she checked those other doors, was anybody in those rooms? Were people in those rooms doing anything? She didn't state in her lawsuit. She said she found a bedroom with an open bed, and she just decided to go lay on a bed. Like, who really would do that at a party? That I don't understand. Like, that part of it sounds crazy to me. If you want to hear live with me now, shoot this live out, like, share, subscribe, all the regular stuff that they tell you to do it here too. But shoot this out so somebody else can enjoy this live with you. How about that? You look for a bed to lay in when you feel like you don't know that something was in the drink that made you feel funny, made you feel high, made you feel woozy. And she said she felt like she knew she had to get out of there. So after I read that part, I'm like, well, she had to get out of there. Why didn't she leave? That's just like the first common thing that one would think. You would just leave the party. She didn't. She said she went in a room and she laid there for a while. And when she looked up, she says Diddy and Jay-Z and a female celebrity. And we don't know who this female celebrity is, but she said that a female celebrity, along with these two men, were in the room, and she alleges that Diddy grabbed her up and threw her against a wall. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why would he just grab up the girl and throw her against the wall? Was she there at 13? Was she dressed like she was 18? Why did she think she would be able to get into the MTV Awards? I mean, at the end of the day, we know she was being grown because she was actually going around limo hopping. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was trying to get in limos, and she said she asked a few limo drivers and they didn't offer to take her, but one particular limo driver did offer to take her to the party. If this happened, and it may have. But my thing is, all right, so was she 13 looking 13, or was she 13 trying to look like she was 18 or 21? Because she knew that she wouldn't be allowed to go in the MTV Awards. She did not have a ticket. It sounds like something that she may have done before. Who knows? We will find out more details, and I'm pretty sure that that's one of the reasons why Jay-Z wants to know who it is, because once you find out who it is, then you can do your own, you can have your own team do their investigation and find out who this person is, what this person was about, whether or not he knows this person, if he's seen her before or later down the line when she was grown, or just who it is, or if it's somebody that's just trying to set him up or whatever. And the lawyer is doing everything he can to prevent Jay-Z from finding out who it is. Now, the other part is, with all the power that Jay-Z and Diddy was out before he went to jail, that they have, nobody that was in a situation with them would want them to know that they were suing, would want them to have any heads up, because things happen. And we'll just say that. So it's understandable in one way that, the person wouldn't want them to know who it is. But the other thing is, if you don't want to come forward and say who you are or whatever the case, at 37 years old, if this really happened and you have some kind of proof, then you just trying to basically get the public to lynch Jay-Z along with Diddy. That's the way it looks like. He's trying to get a public lynching going on, and right now it's working, because people all over, online, everywhere, are saying, oh, it's a shame, blah, blah, blah. It would be a shame if this really happened to this young girl. And if Diddy did it, people would be like, well, you know what? He's been known, or there are several different cases of people that are saying stuff about him. There are many cases at this point. But Jay-Z, on the other hand, that would be a different story. Now, people are like, well, he was with Beyonce when she was young, and he was with Foxy Brown when she was young. But, 17 versus 13 is a different story because and I said this before, at 17 years old, like, you know what you want to do. And at 17 years old, not to say that it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but there are many girls that's 17 years old that's dating guys that's 20 something or whatever the case. And that's real. And it's real. It happened every day in the hood. It happened every day in the suburbs and so forth and so on. Doesn't make it right, but it does happen. But we in a time now where it looks like all the black men are being accused and all of these white people that have done the same things are walking free. They not talking about Ellen. I don't know what she did, but she was at those parties. She didn't left the country. They not talking about Ashton Kutcher. Not sure what he did either, but he was at them parties, and we saw a video of him with the same now I don't know if this is the girl that filed a lawsuit, but the same 13-year-old girl that Ashton Kutcher was with on stage with Diddy. And Diddy asked the young girl, "You want to come to an after party?" And then he got all excited when she said, "Yeah." Ashton Kutcher was standing right there with him, and this is a white girl, and I'm pretty sure not only did she maybe was hyped because Diddy was asking her to come, and at teenagers be wanting to be grown, but Ashton Kutcher, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was the white guy that at the time women were going crazy about him. Girls, teenage girls, and women were going crazy over Ashton Kutcher back in the day before he was even with them anymore. So what I'm saying is, why isn't his name being thrown around there? Like, it's just all black men, and that's the part, that's that shit I don't like. The fact that, and it could be a little bit of bias too, because it's Jay-Z, and it's like you just wouldn't think that, but I don't know Jay-Z behind closed doors. So I don't, I mean, I can't speak to it. All I can say is I hope that he didn't do anything like that. And he got a daughter that's, I guess she's about 13 by now. She's either 12 or 13. And I was just seeing yesterday, was that yesterday when they had the big premiere, and Blue, she was there, and they was, showing love to Blue and everything. I was right outside at the time. I didn't know that Jay-Z and Beyonce and Blue were in there, because we were right there. Me and the kids and my son, we were like literally right there looking at the thing. And I was like, are they having a at first I didn't know. I thought they were having some sort of award show, because I had got something about an award show. And I was like, was this an award show? The way they had it set up, it looked like it was like, for an award show, but it wasn't. It was a red carpet that they were doing for the movie. And okay, so we missed out. We didn't get to see Beyonce and Blue and Jay-Z because we didn't know they were there. If we would just walked over to the right, we would have saw them. But nonetheless, Blue was there, and she looked really nervous. I guess she looked nervous because she was getting they were talking, it was her thing. She did the voiceover in one part of the movie, and her dad and her mom was standing there, and somebody was screaming all loud and crazy, and she just had the look on her face like she never blinked her eyes. She was just looking. And I was like, okay, I know this is kind of hard for Blue, because it's her dad. And like he said, in Jay-Z's letter, he even said, my daughter has to deal with it. She has friends that's her age that's going to be asking questions. And I'm sure they was asking questions, and some may have been even teasing or whatever. That's how kids are. This is a big story. So moving right along, the girl said that, after Diddy threw up against the wall, then he threw on the bed, and she said that Jay-Z undressed her and had sex with her first, allegedly. And then Diddy came behind Jay. And just to think about it, it sounds crazy. I hope that this didn't happen to a 13-year-old girl who's now 37 years old. And that's just trauma on top of trauma. But she says that then Diddy came behind him and he raped her. And just saying it, I had to pause. Like, whoa. Like I said, right now, it's an alleged story. Make your comments. You got a comment? Let me see. Did I go listen to the song yesterday by Dirty Money? How about, I ain't even gonna lie, I didn't even go listen to the song. I really didn't. I meant to, but I was like, I don't know what I was doing, but I should have listened to it right when I went off. But I forgot about listening to it. It's just so much going on. Shout outs to Coach Carter, who did tell me to go listen to that song the other day, and I should have been listening to it too. But I'm gonna listen to it. I gotta listen to it. He said like that song tells a story. I definitely do be busy, and I wasn't even able to make it on yesterday or today. I had doctor's appointments and everything, so I was dealing with a lot. So I wasn't even able to come on. That's why I decided to just come on late tonight. You know, yeah, I do be busy and say what I wanted to say about this. But I'm just telling y'all right now, and this joint is super ugly. Like the song Jay-Z made is super ugly. And it ain't going away. Mm-mm. If anything, the lawyer is going to try to bring more people into the fold. You know what I'm saying? And you can already like, because he's mad now. This lawyer, Busby, he is pissed off. He pissed because Jay-Z called him out and basically said he was like an ambulance chasing lawyer, and he called him extortionist and so forth and so on. So this lawyer is pissed off. He wants nothing more than to get Jay-Z, and not just to get his money. He want to get him locked up and put him in prison. He want to be able to win this case. So Jay-Z is fighting for his life right now. He fighting, forget legacy. He fighting for his life. He don't want to be in that prison with two fingers up like he is in this picture with Diddy and whatever the rest of the fallout or whoever the other people are. Like I was saying, we don't really know yet, but we do know it's a lot of people in Hollywood that was at those parties. We just don't know what was happening. But the girl, we don't know if she was presenting herself. I mean, girls lie about their age all the time when they're teenagers. I used to lie about my age too. You always want to be older when you're young, and then when you get older, you want to be younger. It's weird, but that's the way life goes. Shoot this live out, y'all. I'm here, and I'm gonna run through quite a few things tonight. All right. So that's the story about the girl. Now the lawyers going at it. Jay's folks going at it. Alex Shapiro, he ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? And allegedly, Busby ain't no joke either, from Texas. Shapiro is from out here. But Busby is in Texas. He said he got 120. Like, what you laughing about? Oh, they liars. 120 people that he wants to bring forward. And he figured he's going to get paid off of each individual case. That's a lot of money. I looked at his, I think it was his Instagram page. And he said on there that he's collected over I think it was $10 billion or something like that over the years that he's been a lawyer. That's a lot of money. And if he's been extorting people, that's a lot of extortion. He actually sued Chris Brown. It was like a secret settlement lawsuit that he did with Chris Brown in 2023 and a couple of other celebrities out here. So he figures, like, it sounds to me like this is the man's motive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can extort these people, threaten them, send a letter. Like I said, Jay-Z got this letter back in October that said that they wanted to do a secret secret mediation. And a mediation was about some money. Like, the lawyer tried to come back and say, no, we didn't ask for any money. No, they didn't ask for any money because they know if it came out, it would be like, it's extortion for sure. He ain't asked for money, but to ask for a private mediation. What was that supposed to be about except to ask for some money? So, like I said, it's getting ugly, and Jay-Z is fighting for his life. Then this legacy, the business. People are talking already about the NFL and whether or not he's going to be able to keep that position. And these white folks, they be quick to snatch anything from black people. Like, white people can be doing everything they want to do. And they still be having whatever they have, and nothing gets taken away from them. Look, Ellen just packed up and moved, told a lie. I'm leaving the country because I'm trumped out, whatever. But it ain't about being trumped out. Nah, not at all. It's not about that at all. It's about, she was at those parties and she knows that she's on a video, but we don't know what she was doing. She might not have been doing anything with young people, but the fact she was doing something, and it's on that video. And knowing that Diddy had 250 cameras, everybody in Hollywood is worried that they know already. It ain't no just that they worried. They already know that they on them videotapes, they on them joints, and they just like, oh my God. Like I said, everybody in the industry scared now. And now that they came for Jay-Z, it's like everybody else. I mean, they went for the top of the top. Diddy first. They didn't go. Cassie, remember, let's not forget, the whole fallout came from Cassie. She definitely took Diddy's empire down. She got $30 million out of it, and whatever else is going to come out of it later, because she signed some paperwork, which is pretty weird. Like, she signed paperwork when she got that money, whereas though she wasn't supposed to be able to talk about it. But the things that she had already said, once they saw the video, she released the video so they could see it. Once the video was released, then that was the ability for the feds to come in and do what they did. Like, it became more than a civil suit. We already know what happened. And any women that may be listening and you going through something or whatever the case, I just want you to know the domestic violence hotline. If you are going through something and you need some help, and go ahead and give them a call, so you can get some help. But the man, the lawyer, Busby, he got a whole hotline for people to call in case you want to sue. And with a hotline, like when they put a hotline out there, everybody gonna be like, even if they was just at the party chilling, they're gonna be like, well, I can come up with a story. Look, I got mad pictures with, y'all have seen the pictures that I had with Jay-Z, but I got some pictures with Diddy too. And I ain't like putting the pictures out there or whatever right now, or maybe never. But I'm just saying, you can say anything. And I'm pretty sure that this girl that's 13, she probably ain't got no pictures or nothing. She's just telling the story. And from what Jay-Z's people said, that she was being coaxed to say this story. Like, she was trying to just sue Diddy or whatever. And they're alleging that the lawyer convinced her to add Jay-Z's name on. And so he said, the lawyer, Busby, said that Jay-Z's people had some investigators calling all of his clients and former clients, trying to get them to sue the lawyer. And one of his clients recorded a conversation, and he released some excerpts of the conversation. But the conversation, the way he was trying to make it sound like that, they was trying to get the clients to sue the lawyer. It didn't sound nothing like that unless he just didn't release that part of the conversation. So somebody did a recording, and they got these supposedly alleged investigators that they believe are associated with Jay-Z asking questions about the lawyer Busby. So like I said, it's gotten really ugly. It's a big battle. It's a big fight, and Jay came to fight. So that's like just one part of what we're going to talk about tonight. Do you think, put your comments up, do you think that Jay-Z is guilty or innocent? Like, you got your own opinion, and I don't want it to be swayed by anything that I'm saying. I'm just asking the question, do you think that Jay-Z did what they are accusing him of? That is the question du jour right there. You can put your comment up. I will put it up there. And in the meantime, I want to talk about the true liars that's already come out. Like, these stories is so crazy. People are lying, and the lies is already coming out. Now, there's a couple of lawyers, dog going off. There's a couple of lawyers out there. All right. Baby DJ said right here, hell no, Hove ain't do that crazy stuff. All right. So he believed that Hove didn't do it. I want to believe that Hove didn't do it too. I believe that he didn't do it. But I also believe that if he did do something, if they don't have any type of video or photos or nothing like that, this joint gonna fall to the wayside. Like, that's where it should go. All right. These lies is beyond me. All right. Now let me tell you about this other girl. Now, she definitely was lying. She came out this morning and told the story and was like, oh yeah, I lied. And then her lawyer had to come out and say, yeah, she lied. Now, this lawyer is Wigder. Wigder is the lawyer that Cassie had. Like, Cassie had the lawyer Wigder out of New York. And Coach Carter said he hoped, oh wait a minute, that's Baby DJ. Coach Carter said he hoped that his birthday twin ain't do it. I hope he didn't do it either. And you know what I mean? I just pray that he didn't do it. Because that would be crazy. All right. But then there's this other girl, Misha. She was out here last week. She did an interview with one of my friends out of Virginia, Lionel B. Shout out to Lionel B. I used to work with him, or he used to work with me out in Virginia at 103 Jams, BA all day. And he actually used to do the gospel show out there. Now he just talking and he doing what everybody else doing. I don't know. Cause like my thing ain't, I just got the naked truth. But I see all these little Wendy babies, like all these people trying to do Wendy Williams and all that. And it's just kind of crazy, especially when I see men doing it. It's like these men be talking more than women and they just be yapping and shit. But he got this interview with this girl and she had to end up coming out saying that she lied. Now we saw the video. Wait a minute, let me just show y'all this picture real quick. This picture at the end of this video right here shows the girl that was sitting on Puff lap. Now they had, this girl face blurred out the whole time. Now I see two girls came out and said that this was them, right? It's the black girl and it's a white girl. Now, when I look at this picture, this only shows like just the upper part, the face where they cut it off. But when I looked at the picture, the full picture with this girl standing up and everything, this girl don't look white to me at all. She does not look white. But now there's a white woman who's out here. She's the wife of a hockey player, and she's a known liar. And she's coming out saying that she's the woman that didn't want to say who she was. She's Jane Doe. So I'm like, everybody is Jane Doe now. But this white woman says she Jane Doe. And I'm going to be honest, I don't believe that it's the white woman or this. Well, the black girl already told us that it's not her. And her lawyer had to come out and say, okay, hold up. My client lied. Now that's crazy when the lawyer got to come out and say my client lied and this really ain't them in the picture. So this girl right here, I don't know if you saw her interview or not, but she came out with an interview, and can I tell you that the stories that she was talking and everything she was saying, she sounded crazy. But at some points when I was listening to her, I was like, damn, some of this joint sound like it might have happened that way. But when she came out, she's like, oh, I apologize, I lied. I'm like, okay, well, that's the end of that story.
Stuff. I went through the things that I went through. I'm standing on that.
She's standing on it.
I went through the things that I went through. The misled is me being Jane Doe in the lawsuit. I'm Jane Doe. As far as when I did file, they told me to put Jane Doe down, but that's her lawsuit. It's not mine.
That part right there, like when she said, I'm Jane Doe, but I'm not, she ain't that Jane Doe. That's her lawsuit, but she claimed it was her in the picture.
So that's the misled information right there. I don't know if I explained it right.
You explained it right. You explained it just like you was lying. Bottom line.
About me saying that I'm lying. I'm not lying about my experience. I don't have mental health issues. My people gang stalking me, putting up my background, and they doing all this to me. But I did go through something. I went through something. I did. I went through something, and I never said that woman's story was my story. We have similars in the things that he done because he does the same thing to everybody.
Now, when she say that part right there, and she's talking about Diddy. Let me be clear. She's talking about Diddy. She hasn't said anything about Jay-Z or anything. This is Misha. And she told, I not watched the entire video. She told elaborate stories. And some of the stuff that she said in her story, I was like, wow, she was like, Diddy had bought her grandmother a car and all this and all that. And I mean, she was just going on. She even said that the district attorney that came out and did the initial press conference that said that they was charging Diddy. Remember the black guy, district attorney, last name Williams. She even said that that man was involved, right? And this was the part where I thought that she might have been telling the truth. She said that the district attorney was involved and that he had came and took her back somewhere to New York and so forth and so on, but not as a district attorney, as a friend, a cohort with Diddy. The reason why I thought in that particular moment this girl probably half crazy, but something did happen to her, because right after I saw that interview, like the next day, I saw the guy said that as soon as her interview came out, the district attorney that filed the charges against Diddy resigned. Like, he literally resigned from being a DA. He just, he resigned. So I was like, well, wait a minute. Maybe she was telling some truth, because who would just resign? Like, he resigned out of nowhere. He had Diddy and he had the mayor of New York. He was doing both of those cases, high profile cases, and I'm sure the highest profile cases in his career.
But her story is not my story. So that's why I was saying I never filed. If they look at the videos, I said I never filed anything. I never said I found anything. But when I wrote my statements to the police officer throughout the time that I was with him, and they was, getting my statements, we have the same similar thing. So it brought up trauma.
Okay. And and that could be true. Like, you can't just be thinking, like, just because she sound crazy, that it didn't happen to her. Because I listened to her whole interview, and I was like, side. Some of it I kind of believed, and the other part I was like, this girl's crazy. I felt like she took all of the stories that she's been hearing from everybody else and put it all together in her mind that this happened to her. That's what I thought when I listened to her. But when I saw that district attorney resign, and she had named him, and she was like, he this and he that, she was talking really dirty and greasy about him and saying everything, all this stuff that he did. She didn't say that he sexually assaulted her. She was just like, he was coming to pick her up and take her and so forth. And I'm like, Diddy got away with stuff for many years. Maybe he had the district attorney in pocket. Who knows? But she did speak about him, and he did resign.
And I couldn't say that that's me, because somebody already put in that was them. I did experience a photo in a DG shirt and a skirt, but I would like to apologize with the misled information,
See, that's the part right there that I'm like, nah, she was lying, because then she gonna say, you know what I mean? She gonna say all that she did have a shirt on, a DG shirt, just like the girl in the picture and all that. She had that on with a skirt, but it wasn't her. Like, that's the part where she sound like she crazy, and she sound like a liar.
I lied about my age too, and I wrote statements.
See, she lied about her age, and she wrote statements. And my thing is, like I said about the girl that's 13 with Jay-Z, girls be lying about their age when they young. Even though one would be like, well, you can look and see if the girl is young or not. Yeah, you may be able to look and see if a girl is young, but depending on how much they dressed up, did she have a wig on? She have a long weave, makeup, the whole 9 yards. Like, you don't know. It'd be plenty of girls that be acting like they older and whatever. If this girl, not her, the other girl that accusing Jay-Z, if she was 13 and she went out to the award show by herself, trying to get in, trying to go to an after party, she heard something, and she was trying to be down with whatever. And I don't, like I said, I'm not victim blaming. I'm just being honest about it. Like, we got to talk about this honestly. If you have a comment, post your comment up, and I want to hear what you got to say. Well, we're going to finish listening to this crazy girl right here with this big bag.
And the misled information is that they're saying that I'm taking her story, but me and the person went through similar things. And the misinformation is me saying that that's me suing. And I never said I was suing him. Misled information was Miss English. I told her, I can't claim to be her. I think if you go back and watch your interviews, I say I can't say that's me. I did say those things, and all this
like what? All right, so she claimed that she was this girl right here in the picture. That's the crazy part right there. This is why I hate the internet. Anybody can say anything. That's what Baby DJ said, and that is so true. Anybody can say anything, and next thing you know, you all caught up in something that, could just be fake. But yeah, that particular girl, let me just go over here and let's hear what else she had to say. This is like the last part of what she had to say. Okay, a woman has recently come forward claiming to be our client, Jane Doe, who asserted claims of being the woman in the picture. This is her that they're talking about. And that's the Wigder lawyer. That's the same lawyer that Cassie had. And they talking about it. And it's a shame. Like, it's not even funny. It is a shame. I just wanted to bring it up to show y'all how much and how fast people are lying, and you can't really believe everything that everybody is saying on this internet unless you've seen a video like Cassie's. We can believe that because we saw that. Like, we saw Puff kicking her and dragging her down the hall and so forth and so on. So when you see it, seeing is believing. But all this girl up here talking about it was misleading. She, she not even using the word probably, but the way she's saying it, bottom line, she misled everybody. She lied, and she's saying that she lied. She lied about her age. She lied about it. That was her in a picture. So why would anybody believe anything else that she would say when you clearly saying that you lied about all these things? And she damn sure don't look like the girl in the picture, not to me. And neither does the white girl. Now, I could be wrong. It looked like she could just be one of them Kim Kardashian joints and have on some darker makeup. But back then, we talking about, a long time ago. The girl said she was 17 on this picture, the white woman. And maybe she was, but I don't know. I don't believe that it's a white woman either. I think that before long, another girl's going to come along and say, nope, that was not her. That's me. And I don't know who that me is, but I don't believe that it's her because that girl lied on her husband and she was caught lying and everything. And so, I just don't believe her. Like, it's a lot of stuff and reasons why you don't have to believe these people because they be lying. All right. So real quick, before I go any further, speaking of people that have accused Diddy, Jamie Foxx, everybody was waiting tonight or earlier tonight or today for Jamie Foxx's special to come on, and it came on Netflix. Now, I have not had a chance to watch any of it. I saw one clip today, and that was it. And so I'm going to play this clip for you before I tell you this story. But I can tell you this. I'll let Jamie Foxx tell you.
Trying to kill me though. The internet said Puffy tried to kill me. That's what the internet was saying. I know what you're thinking, Diddy. Hell no, nigga, I left the parties early. I was out by 9, nigga. Something don't look right, nigga. It's free in here. And then the internet was trying to kill me though.
See, that's the thing right there. All right. So Jamie Foxx, I will have to look at the rest of the special, but on that part of the special, just listening to that, it sounds to me like Jamie Foxx was just using the internet, the situation, and P. Diddy to sell tickets to his Netflix special and to gain some laughs, like, to create some jokes. Like I said, he hasn't been on the stage doing live comedy in 1-2 decades. And so, to try to tell everybody on the internet that, yeah, he was going to say something about Diddy and he was going to address the fact of whether or not Diddy did something or he believed that Diddy may have done something. He may have. We don't know. We'll never know. But what we do know is that he told a few different stories. His daughters and them came out with some stories in the beginning. And then I heard him tell a story that his friend that was with him, he asked him for a pill because he had a headache. And his friend gave him a pill. And the next thing you know, he spent all that time in the hospital. And thank God that he's okay. He pulled through it. And I think they said he had a stroke or something like that. And there ain't nothing to play with. So, but this is the part that I'm talking about where Jamie Foxx is lying.
Hell no, nigga, I left them parties early. I was out by 9, nigga. Something don't look right, nigga.
That part right there, I'm telling you right now, Jamie Foxx is lying his ass off. He was not out of them parties by 9, not all the time. And I'm going to take you all the way back to a story that I told years ago It was the naked truth, all right, about them parties and about them basketball parties. And you may have heard about it, but back in the day, Jamie Foxx at his crib and at Diddy crib, at a few people cribs, they used to be having basketball. You know, they used to be playing basketball 1-on-1 or 3-on-3s or whatever you want to call it. But it was naked basketball. Like they was playing naked, grown ass men playing naked basketball with ding-a-ling slinging around back and forth. Imagine that you playing basketball, your joint just popping back and forth. And y'all, you know, basketball people, they be all up on each other, whatever the case, blocking and all that. Jamie Foxx was at some private basketball parties, right? And they was having so many of these basketball parties with the different celebrities, quite a few, and I won't even name the rest of the people, but Diddy and Jamie Foxx was definitely there. It was their parties. Like they were having the basketball games, naked and all that. So forget the after party. They was having freak off basketball games. And I don't know if they was actually freaking off afterwards, but that's a freak off within itself. You know what I'm saying? The fact that grown ass men was running around with their joints slinging, playing basketball together. It got so bad that the neighbors was complaining about it. The neighbors was calling the cops like, we just tired of seeing these niggas running around here with all these big ding dongs flip flopping all over the place. And yes, it's their private basketball court, but it was outside. You know, they had the mansions, but the courts were outside. It ain't like they were indoor courts. Now, quite a few celebrities have indoor courts. Who knows what goes on the indoor courts? But Jamie Foxx was definitely, allegedly, I'll say allegedly, just for the sake of saying it, was at the naked basketball games, having them, attending them, and everything. So when he said he was leaving a party at 9, it's hard to believe. Talking about something was slippery. What was slippery? What was more slippery than having a naked basketball game? See, that was like almost 20 years ago when that came out. And I told that story way back then, this Sex and Celebrities thing. Oh, I've been talking about it for a long time. Everybody else just started talking about it a couple years ago, whatever the case. While, you know, Wendy was doing her thing and she was talking about all the celebrities and what they was doing, but it was never really too much about what they was doing sexually. I was just, you know, on what you doing behind closed doors. I wrote a whole book about sex and celebrities, and that's why the book is still selling, because what was in it is true, and it's celebrity stuff that's in it. And like I said, I ain't had to make none of it up. They told me this shit. They couldn't wait to tell it. Nobody was getting in trouble back then for telling their stories about how freaky they was and what they was doing and who they was doing it with and how they was going back and forth with whoever. Sexing, you know, going with each other's girls. Like when somebody hot in the industry, or when a girl is hot and people in the industry think she hot, they call each other up and be like, yo, this joint right here, she do this, she do that. That's how Superhead became so big. And at that time, it was everybody was talking about they all had been with her because they was calling each other up like, yo, she the truth. You need to get with her. Like, there's no, I gotta have this girl, she my girl, and I want to keep it to myself. They don't even be rolling or thinking like that. They be thinking about, I gotta share with my friend. I gotta let my boy know what she doing, and then it goes from there. Matter of fact, you know what? Cameron was talking about that, how he was saying how guys in the industry wanted to get with girls that he had been with and all that. And I was like, Cameron need to shut up too. If you mention a celebrity, I could tell you a story about him. But 50 was on Cameron's show, and 50 need to shut up. He needs to shut all the way up, because I'm really like the whole thing of trying to take the next man down because you want to be the man. Is like that right there is corny. Not, well, you know, when it comes to us, if they did it, they did it. But 50 ain't no saint. He was on the show and he was talking about how him and Diddy was having beef for years, and the beef was about the business, and 50 was trying to get in spaces that Diddy was already there and Jay was already there, sitting at tables that at that time 50 couldn't get at those tables. He just starting to get an invite to those tables, but he's done it in a trolling way, and you know, trying to take his brother man down and all that. He was on there talking today.
It's kind of interesting. I think that civil suit turned into a look. they looked at it like maybe it's a criminal situation.
Right.
A little early, and it could have been that's the lobby and the same people that use their connections to make that happen. Puff.
Is that kind of why you was going hard on him the last couple of years? Is it because of the liquor situation? Because, to be honest, since the situation he's in now, it's kind of you fell back. You fell back on him. Was this all over the liquor, or you just?
Well, most of that was motivation. That was with brands, and they was ahead of me.
Right.
Because they had been working on Ciroc and stuff like that. And then integrating it into our culture with Coco, different things with different people connected to it. So, yeah, that's what that was. But when you look at, he would do a lot of foul shit. Like behind the scenes, he would do some shit like.
I'm sure he did. I'm pretty sure he ain't lying about that, but he did some foul shit too. He definitely did.
Yeah, hating on, like, doing things with people I done business with that he done business with. He would say shit that I was like, he said that to you?
Right.
I was like, yeah, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the niggas don't know what it's like to see somebody with it. So they want the girls after you're done with them and shit.
Yeah, leftovers.
Yeah.
They take your leftovers. A lot of niggas have more leftovers.
Talking to him too. Like the way Cam said it, he talking about 52, talking about a lot of dudes had his leftovers. And let me tell you a quick story about Cam. Back in the Dizzy, Cam used to be coming down. You probably don't know, I don't know. But he used to come down. He used to hang in Philly a lot back in the day. And this was during the time when Cam was rolling around with the pink on. He had the pink fur and the pink vehicle and everything. This is when I had Barbie Mobile out there on them streets in Philly. And Cam used to be down there, and he came up one night to the station. He was just like, damn, G, when I be down wherever he was hanging there, he was like, whenever your Barbie Mobile rolled through, he was like, Jones be going crazy over there. Like, oh, they go Golden Girl. Everybody be like, they go Golden Girl. But it didn't used to be me, and it used to be whoever I had working for me that was riding around the city on promo. And I was like, yeah, they love it and everything. Next thing you know, a couple weeks later, this nigga popped out, and he had a pink vehicle, had on a pink fur with a hat to go to it. And I seen him, and I was like, yo, that nigga is a blade. Like, at that time, pink wasn't the thing men was wearing. Now they got a couple of different pinks that, you can floss them and so forth and so on. But at that time, it's not like he was just like first with it, but he was like first to come out as far as I'm concerned. And I was like, yo, this nigga a whole blade. First of all, he was saying, how the effects was from other people that was seeing my Barbie Mobile out there on the streets. And then he ran, and I guess he got what he called a Barbie Mobile. He just didn't have Barbie pictures and stuff on it. I was like, this nigga went and got a pink vehicle and all this and all that. And then it was like, it was a lot of, he was definitely, I don't know if people was getting his girls after him or he was getting girls after people. They probably was doing it both ways. But I can clearly tell you that it was a time when they was talking about he had that shit. They was like, he got that hot shit. And this was all in Philly. And this was when they were talking about it all in Philly. Like, yo, that nigga, he got that hot shit. Like, blah, blah, blah. His shit was hotter than Sexy Red. And that's what they said, allegedly. So I was like, oh, wow. So I'm talking about this shit. I was talking about it on the radio and everything. And then all of a sudden, after I was talking about, like, this nigga walking around with pink on and da-da-da-da, is he down in the neighborhood? Like, what he doing? He stay in Philly a lot, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, this girl called me. She was like, that's my baby dad. I got a baby with him. Blah, 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 blah. She called in on the power line, talking about she got a baby with him. I was like, all right, what was this call about? Just to let everybody know that you got a baby with Cam. And she said something. She was like, you bitch. And I was like, all right, I'll be that. But at the end of the day, your baby dad, yeah, that's right. So that's what I was saying at the time. Like, that's what I was thinking. And I wasn't, I ain't know that. Like, I knew somebody that he was with. I was just thinking about the way the boy was moving. I was like, the way he moving like a John. So, I just wanted to tell y'all that story about Cam. And he definitely had a girl, a baby, a child. Now that child probably grown by now. in Philly and everything like that. And this baby mom called herself cussing me out on the joint. And I let it play. Like, you know me, I was all real with it. Like, all right, this girl got something to say. I put it right on the radio. She was cussing and everything. I was like, okay, you done? You finished? Because we heard you. And he's still riding with that pink ass car. So I'm about to end this joint. But yeah, and I just want to say, like, with 50, like 50 act like he ain't a blade too. Like 50, he been trying to get with niggas and everything. Like you know, it's the Golden Girl. So I hear and know about a lot of shit and a lot of people. I don't know no dudes and nothing that he been with, but I do know some people that he tried to holler at. He wanted to take them shopping. And I'm like, damn, this nigga really be trying to take people shopping. Like, you just don't know. These niggas is they wild. The industry is wild. But I am going to say this. I don't, at this point, they haven't shown me enough proof about Jay-Z for me to even believe that Jay did that shit that they're accusing him of. And I hope that there is no proof. I hope that he didn't do it. Let me say that first. You know what I'm saying? I hope that he didn't do it. And with that being said, I will hope that there is no proof about him doing some shit that I don't believe that he did. But we'll see, because, you know, the story is out there and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm about to roll up out of here. So I'm going to tell you this before I play this joint. I want you to listen to it close, because in this particular song, it's the naked truth, everything that was said. And even with the picture with the girl and about 50, you know, trying his best to get Jay caught up and all this, that, and the third. It's all in there. Always remember the B.I.G. Believe in God. He believes in you. He makes all things possible to subscribe, share, like, tell everybody to share and all that. Get them scribbers up for the Golden Girl. All right?
He just raided Puff Mansion. Out sure is this man finally man. R.I.P. him, cause she went out trash. Wendy Williams been told the world he's a fag. His got booked, but Diddy wasn't slacking. So they found him in the tunnel underneath. Whole industry is scared cause most of them niggas faggots. All these bitches whores and most of them drug addicts. Charleston White, all you niggas brainless. Industry plant, you just internet famous. Speaking on the dead, they gon' shoot you till you faceless. Stomp you out with chucks with my Nipsey blue laces. Walking the gotten my joke, my two faces. Came that niggas, you'll suck his dick to be famous. Money the root of evil, stop thinking with your anus. No Diddy, Cooley made it famous. The industry, the matrix, all these niggas ages. 50 he an agent, 6'9" an agent, and 90 back and glad they both ages. Even Puff neighbor snitched on him, he an agent. I weigh his tech like a foul on the plate, these niggas flagrant. This been a pedophile for ages, and in the bitch here, now she gangbang famous. Jimmy Iovine got booked for the same cases. Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, rapist. Dan Snyder, Nickelodeon, rapist. Orlando Brown got touchy, wasn't crazy, they was rapists. These rappers mad cause they know they won't beat me. You know it's bad, they made Puff sell Revolt TV. 50 been a rat, you try and get the feds to grab Jay-Z. He's about to get his reparations, did he really shame? Mac and Black Rob screaming from the grave, I wish he paid me. Down one of the hottest things fucking with me. The girl in the picture is